Hi, everybody, and welcome to week number 9 of 9 weeks of listing lead gen ideas. Today, we're going to talk about focused farming. And so we all know what farming is. It's when you pick a geographic area or maybe a housing type like historic homes or mid-century modern homes, or an age range or some other demographic that you use to target an area that you're going to consistently communicate to over time so that you might pick up some buyer or seller leads. Now, there are ways that you can make this a more focused search to make better use of your time and your money. So what are those ways? First of all, you could use a service like SmartZip or Sync or Bold Leads. They have varying levels of service. Sometimes they just shoot you the leads. Sometimes they do a little warm up for the leads. So there's various levels of service. Do your research. Those are going to run you about $1,000 a month. That's the average agent spend with those companies. And you got to be in for the long haul, right? You're not going to see results in 1 month because you've got to build up those communications over time persistently so that you have consistent results. But there's some ways that you can do this a little bit cheaper. So let's talk about some of those ways. So let's talk about, first and foremost, Remind. You guys all have access to Remind. We've talked about this a lot over the last 8 weeks. So here is a search that I have set up. Remember, you're going to go to that search button. And here are the 2 filters that I am using. The first one is the sell score, and I'm only clicking high. And then I just click apply. And then the second one is ownership time. What we know about ownership is right now, most home sellers are staying 10 years plus, or homeowners are staying 10 years plus. And so I went ahead and clicked all the boxes, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, and 20 plus years, and clicked apply. I did Carmel. That's where I live. That's where I know. That's where it's easy for me to get to. And you can see here, I've got 259 results. So rather than picking a specific neighborhood, I might narrow this down a little bit, maybe because I live right here in Harrogate. Maybe I choose East Carmel to narrow that down and make the communications going forward a little bit easier, but that's up to you. And then you're just going to select all and add to cart and go ahead. And now you have your list to work from of people who have a high sell score based on data analytics and based on the time that they're going to live there. Now, you could narrow this down a little bit further even with some of these other filters. Maybe you only want to focus on absentee owners, although I don't know that there's a super big ton of those in Carmel, although we could find out if I click it and apply. So let's do absentee in-state. Now I got 21 results. That's a great list to target for the next 3, 4, 5 months. So play around with the filters. Now there's a couple of other things you can do too. You could, instead of farming geographically, you can farm the people in your social media sphere. And I look for the 6 Ds and a P. The 6 Ds are diapers, diamonds, and diplomas, babies, engagements and weddings, and people graduating high school and college. Great indicators that there might be an impending move. The 3 other Ds, which are not as exciting, are death, disease, and divorce. You could also look for areas where you can help in those instances, and you may capture a lead, but you got to lead with your heart and start with the helping. The lead would just be something that happens as a result of the relationship. The P is position change, and that is anybody who's changing positions. Could be an opportunity. Maybe they want to move a little bit closer to work, a little bit farther away from work. And right now, of course, the big indicator might be, one, it might now be a work from home situation, or as more companies are asking their employees to come back into work, it might be a situation where they're actually wanting to move closer to work. So look for those 6 Ds and a P on social. And then my last great tip is look for areas where the schools have been redistricted. When you can find areas where the school has been redistricted, there are almost always a few families who are going to say, I got redistricted, I don't like the new school, I want to move back into the old school district. So those are 4 great ways to do a little bit more focused farming. Now, it's all in the follow-up, right? The follow-up is everything. You cannot just reach out to farms 1 time or 2 times or 3 times. Remember, most people, it's going to take them an average of 8 times, whether it's email or postal, to even recognize, oh, this person is sending me mail on a consistent basis. So you got to be committed over the long haul. Now, there's several ways you can do this. 1, put them in your CRM and put them on an activity plan. Number 2, put them on the CCC program in the Tucker Toolbox as a reminder. If you just type in CCC into the search box, that's going to pop up. And here's your client connection order form. It's these great 4-poster or 4-color postcards that I love, 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 love. Set it and forget it. It's amazing. 3, you can also sign their property, because you know their property address, up for a buy-side monthly email that's going to give them the updated value of their home. That could spur them to think, oh my gosh, I didn't know my house was worth that much. Number 4, put them on a search for their own neighborhood on the Talk to Tucker website or in Matrix. Put them on a search for their own neighborhood so that they are continually getting pendings and updated active listings. Again, just knowing the activity in their neighborhood can spur them to better understand their home's value and might accelerate their plans to move. And then number 5, if you're feeling really bold, do some pop buys. Introduce yourself. Maybe after you've sent that 3rd or 4th mailing piece, go ahead, knock on the door, drop off a little gift, let them know you were thinking about them, and get some face-to-face time, because we all know face-to-face time is the most valuable lead generation time that you can do for relationship building. That's what I have for this week. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week for week 10.